Hey guys, welcome to another edition of the Suburban Driving with Miranda. This week I am in the largest member of the Mazda family, the CX-9. Let's see what it has to offer. So here we are in the 2020 Mazda CX-9, and I say we because I have a backseat passenger. We are on our way to the country, and why wouldn't we in a vehicle this large? So this is the largest Mazda model. Again, it is a CX-9. You can see all the way behind me, there is a third row back there. I'll get to that in a moment, and I'll also get back there as well, so you guys can see just how large or small it is. So in terms of driving the CX-9, and now you guys have seen me do, this will be the third Mazda video, and I know you've seen them all because you are definitely watching them. The Mazdas are great to drive, and this actually has the same engine that was in the CX-5 that I had last week. So the CX-5 Signature that I had the 2.5 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder that was tweaked to provide more power. So the CX-9, no matter which model you get that same 2.5 liter 4-cylinder turbocharged. And again, if you put 91 octane, you'll get 250 horsepower. If you don't, and you put regular 87, which you can, perfectly fine, you'll get 227. So this is definitely a larger vehicle. Like, you've got the third row, it's bigger, it's bulkier, it's heavier, all-wheel drive, obviously. It has a really nice amount of room inside, so I can forgive its kind of heavy, piggish feel. In terms of gas mileage, honestly, I didn't do a whole lot of driving with it this week. I only just picked up the Offspring yesterday, so I was sticking to the area. I didn't do a lot of highway driving. I was home, so I don't have a good sense or a good feel of what this can do in terms of gas mileage. Now, because it has the same engine as the CX-5, I'm going to assume that it kind of has the same numbers. I feel like my editor is going to be really good and put up the fuel economy somewhere on the screen because he's good to me like that. So you guys will see it. It's not meant to be the most fuel efficient vehicle. What it is meant to be is practical and a really good family car. And so I'll show you in the next little bit. I will show you what the trunk looks like with the seats up, seats down, the third row that is. Because oftentimes when you get that third row and you put it up, it completely defeats the purpose of having an SUV because you lose that trunk space. Such is not the case in this vehicle. The way that the rear end is shaped, you still get a decent sized trunk. Not just the width of like one bag of groceries, it's still a decent size. And actually this past week, I transported a mini, well, not a mini, but a small sized freezer in this vehicle. It fit really well. And even though I have the captain's chairs in the second row, which makes it a little bit difficult to fold everything down flat, obviously because you have that middle piece that has the armrest, and much to my son's delight, he has heated seats back there. So because of that middle armrest, you can't make a completely flat back end when all of the seats are flattened down, but it's not too bad of a hump. If that wasn't there, you would have a completely flat back if you put the third and the second row down. Obviously that becomes a choice. If you know you're going to be doing a lot of transporting and you're going to be putting a lot of stuff back there, I would recommend not getting the captain's chairs because of that. However, if you're just transporting people and you want that second row to have the same level of comfort as the front row people, then go for it. Visibility wise, great. You know, I am not lacking for anything. I like the way the mirrors are set a little bit further back. It gives me that open space here without having to eat into the A-pillars. You know, you get some of these vehicles that have cutouts here, little windows for you to be able to see through, so you get rid of that blind spot. What Mazda did instead was recess or recline, bring back, I'm trying to find a fancy word, but I just need more coffee. They brought back their mirrors, so they gave you that space, and on that side as well, I get it. So I get that little window without them having to cut into the A-pillar and to change the design of the vehicle. So all in all, you know, it's their biggest one, CX-9, not a huge engine, but that's perfectly fine. It's really comfortable to drive. You know, it's got a really nice suspension feel. I still have a lot of steering feel as well, even though it's a bigger vehicle. I don't feel disconnected. I think it would be very good in the winter. We don't have snow yet, though it is coming apparently in a couple of days. Don't want to talk about it. But I think it would do just as well in the winter as it has been doing in these drier months. just like the CX-5 that I had last week, the exterior of the CX-9 is a little bit outdated. Now, that's not to say that it's not attractive or it doesn't fit in on the road or it's not going to get attention, because it still does. It's just not as up to date as some Mazda models, like the Mazda 3 that I had a few weeks ago. However, it still has that really, really cool front Kodo design. I love the angular front nose. I think this gray color looks fantastic on this vehicle. You know, this is a big car, and the gray color doesn't make it look elephant-like, if you will. It actually makes it look slim, and it keeps it really svelte and muscular looking. And I keep saying it, but I absolutely love how every single Mazda has that same front end. You know it's from the same family. You know it comes from the same design studio. And I think that's so important for a manufacturer to keep their lineup united just like that. Now, when it comes to the size of the CX-9, you know, I said the CX-5 last week seemed larger. And truthfully, like getting into the CX-9, inside, I can tell how big it is. But standing outside, I don't feel that it's so large. It's when you step into it that you really feel the difference. But in terms of the exterior design, I guess it's pretty ageless and it's classic. And even though, you know, it's due for an update, Mazda can keep doing what they're doing because it still looks great. Here I am in the third row of the 2020 CX-9. I thought that it was important that you guys see how livable it actually is back here. I will keep in mind, or you should keep in mind, that I am 5'2". If I put myself all the way back here, I have enough room to cross my legs and sit. I am not the largest human being, but I am comfortable. Getting in and out also isn't difficult. These second row seats slide really easily forward for you to get in and out. Super simple. In terms of comfort back here, it is a two-seater, so nobody can sit in the middle. I'm pushed forward just so that you can see me better, but it is not a seat here in the middle. Otherwise, the interior of the CX-9 is pretty straightforward, just like the CX-5. It is simple. It is the older version. I don't have the new HMI. The front, I absolutely love the cockpit. I think it is very driver-centric, and everything is really at hand, very easy to get to. I adore this leather cream color. Not the most practical when you have a child, but it does look really pretty, especially with the brushed chrome finishes and the black accents. You know, this is a really nice color combination, especially with the gray exterior. Back here in the second row, I have, again, these are the captain's chairs, so I have storage here. There's heated seats. There is HVAC controls, so the second row passengers can control their own heating, turn it on, turn it off. AC, heat, whatever they want. So it's really nice and livable back here. And even here in the third row, I have 2 USB ports, cup holders, super comfy. I have a decent amount of headroom here. Again, I'm not the tallest person in the world, but it's really nice back here. Plus I get an extra little window. It's not claustrophobic, really nice and airy. I don't feel trapped back here like can be the case in some third row vehicles. It's just, all in all, a really nice place to be, whether you're in the front or the third row. So as you guys can see, even though the CX-9 is one of the older models in the Mazda lineup, it still has so much to offer. It's got a great interior space, it's super comfortable, it looks great even though it hasn't been updated in a while. I would still drive one of these if I needed the room. And even if you have to sit in the third row, it's still super comfortable. So that's it for me. As always, if you guys have any comments or questions, you can hit me up at Miss Miranda L on Twitter or Instagram, or Miranda Lightstone on Facebook.com. Hope to see you guys back next week. Thanks for watching.